How you doing, guys out there? This is Doug Best. We on the Doug Best Show, and I got my old mentor, Johnny Nellon. Johnny, I'm so happy that you're here. But before we get started, I got to do what the lawyers always tell me to do. I got to explain to everybody that the content that record on the Doug Best Show, live here on Facebook, it belongs. I'm the ownership of it. And sometimes, depends on who the guest is, and sometimes not necessarily that I agree with everything that Johnny says. He's a noble and honorable guy. Or I just want to just put that out there. But today we're going to have a lot of discussions. And Johnny, I'm happy to be here. And for the people out there that don't know who Johnny Nellon is, I'm Doug Best, and this is the Doug Best Show. And I just want to tell everybody that don't know who Johnny is. Johnny is a real pillar of the community, and I'm not finna put no extra on it. If anybody out there that know Johnny, I want you to chime in, and make comments on the side and just say something. Man, I gotta tell you, I was like, it's difficult for me to talk about my past, but I'm gonna talk about it a little bit. I was a nut out there in the community, and sometimes I would do stuff, and three people actually, one still alive, two people alive. Larry Cormier, when I did something, he was my karate instructor. I just hated to see him because I let him down. And Reverend Chester from St. Rest over there, and I'd see him, man, and Johnny. I just see them, and then, I just feel, you ever had somebody out there when you do something stupid, you didn't let them down? Yeah, that's what Johnny is. So Johnny is the former president of the NAACP. And all these recreation centers, the Hen Center, Frank H. Ball, Holmes Playground, Romaine. Johnny was the boss, whatever the word is. He was over all that. And damn near everybody, I got to be sure I don't use no profanity, damn near everybody that we know that was ever anybody in this city, Johnny helped him. I got in trouble so much, man, that's unbelievable. But Johnny gave everybody a job. If you out there and you watching me right now, man, chime in. Jerry Taylor, the Harveys, if you guys out there and you watching me, Fifi, Glenn Board, Jeffrey Haynes, all the different people out there, you tell me if I'm lying. I'm gonna let Johnny explain it to you. Johnny, man, I just want to just ask you just one thing. I was at his house the other day. I was supposed to go over there and talk for 5 minutes. I stayed in there 2 or 3 hours because I didn't have nobody to talk to. Man, this Johnny, and then we just gonna talk. We gonna touch on everything. I'm gonna ask Johnny about, is the black church dead? I'm gonna ask Johnny about, who was the power brokers here in the city of Fresno? And then I'm gonna ask Johnny about the election, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, all kinds of things. And I'm gonna open the floor up to Johnny. I'm Doug Best. This is on the Doug Best Show. This is a people's show. I'm not doing this for the money. I've been asking a lot of people to come on the show, and I'm not sure whether they don't want to be associated with me because of my past, but I ain't had no problems for a long time. I ain't got no problems with no money. I own everything that that we own, and this is for the people, because one time, somewhere, you're going to need a platform. Johnny, talk to us.
Well, I'm glad you got this program, Jeffrey, because we do need a platform.
Doug, yeah.
I mean, Chuck, I'm sorry.
Jeff, my brother, yeah.
Yeah. I know all of you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's sad that even on a national scene, we don't have blacks advocating for blacks anymore. I mean, at one time we had Martin Luther King, we had Malcolm X,
correct.
We had the Black Panthers, we had people on the national scene out there that made white people wake up and listen to us. But now on a national scene, and especially in Fresno, we ain't got nobody out there now.
So Johnny, so who, when I came up, I'm gonna put it on, not so much when I was a kid, even when I was an adult, when I had best grocery store over there, we always knew, we always had Johnny Nellon, we always had Jack Kelly, we always had Les Kimbrell, and L.H. McDaniels. We had him. Those were like the four, and Reverend Chester, Reverend Riggins. I always call him Reverend Chester. We had Reverend Regas, and then we also had Bishop Wilson over there. But right now, Johnny, who is the black power broker here in the city of Fresno?
When you find out, you tell me. I can't answer that question. And I've been hanging around here for a long, long time.
Right.
I can't tell you that. I know a bunch of pretenders, but as far as somebody out there to really help black people, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, we're in a sad state of affairs in Fresno. My partner once time, his name was D.C. Adams. A lot of people remember D.C.
Yeah, John, pull the microphone a little closer. You can hear it more. You can hear it in your headphones, but the people outside might not.
D.C. once said, if Jesus Christ came to Fresno tomorrow, he'd shake his head and leave and go to Madeira. so I don't know. I mean.
Wait a minute. What?
There was a time in the 70s and 80s in Fresno that I really thought we had it going on. I mean, we all was family. I don't care if you didn't know who a person's name or nothing, but we were all family. And now, if you see a black person on the street, I think they turn their head. They won't say good morning or good evening or nothing. Mm-hmm. Somebody got to wake us up.
Yeah. And then, Johnny, man, you know what the beauty of the whole thing is about what Johnny been on here? So my son came in here. He's 41, and he didn't know who Johnny is. And then he knew because that's my son. And he know I don't really show reverence to a whole bunch of people, but he could tell that that I respect Johnny just because your kids know you, man. In this city right here, Johnny is a pillar that don't get his flowers. I think Bobby Love always say that that the person should get his flowers, and that's what I'm trying to do here with Johnny. So the thing is, what I want the people to know out here, on this show right here, the Doug Best Show, this is a platform for us. This ain't no platform for me to make no money. This is a platform for us to talk about this kind of stuff right here. And Johnny, so just tell him about, when you work for, what did they call him in the recreation department? He was the boss. I can't think
Well, I was a recreation supervisor.
Supervisor, yeah.
And I had all of West Fresno and part of the city of Fresno, but I tried to help as many people.
A lot of people, Johnny. Don't be bashful, man. Be Johnny, man.
I was out to the Veterans Hospital not long ago, and this lady she's a nurse, black lady, and she told all her friends to say, "You see that guy right there? He gave me my first job." Mm-hmm. That made me feel pretty good. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I give a lot of people their first job, but I could do it, and I was glad that I did it, and then a lot of people appreciated that, and I just wish we had more people out there looking out for the youngsters like we used to. And I don't blame young people so much for getting in trouble like they do, but the problem is there's nothing out there for them anymore. Our recreation department in the city of Fresno is really nothing no more. We're in a city of 500,000 people, and we don't even have a legitimate recreation department.
Right.
That's sad.
I passed by Frank H. Ball. I grew up in Frank H. Ball with Billy Hicks. Yeah, Billy Hicks. I grew up, and I passed by there the other night for.
And people, instead of making some noise, you just go along to get along, and that's really a sad state of affairs. You got to make noise. I mean, you got to go in front of that city council. You got to start raising some cane. The powers in politics, and we went to sleep at the switch. I bet you 90% of the people, I'm talking about black people now, 90% of them that's getting any kind of aid, whether it's any kind of aid, ain't even registered to vote.
Right.
And the only power we still got is a vote.
Right.
And if everybody in the world ain't jumping up, down, and voting for Kamala Harris, I heard a person say the other day, well, a black woman. Well, I don't know about her. Well, if you don't know about her, what you know about Donald Trump?
Right.
You know, I was so happy when Barack Obama was elected president. Now, not that he did a whole lot for us. He only did what he could do, you know, because he had certain constraints.
Yeah, affordable care, huh?
Yeah, but it ain't ever been a woman president in these United States, and to have a black woman on the brink of being president is something that I think that every one of us should be proud of.
Yeah, you know, we was just in Mexico. We was just in Mexico a week ago, but previously, a month or two earlier, we were in Mexico. Claudia, I can't think of her last name. She's a Mexican woman. She's the president of Mexico. And then, you know, Mexico, it got something called machismo, where they real macho. That's where the word macho comes from. But if they could elect a female president, it could happen here. I think in the state of California, this is a progressive state, so it's a blue state, so she'll probably do well. But in the state of Georgia and Iowa and Michigan and Pennsylvania, those swing states, she might. That's where she needs to do well at. Tomorrow we're gonna have Paula Yang. Paula Yang, you know Paula Yang. She's among. She ran for City Council District 5 about 4 or 5 years ago. She's gonna be here. And we're going to start at 7 o'clock, and then I'm going to put one of these TVs on, and we're going to be able to kind of break it down a little bit as the election going on. Yeah, Johnny, so, you know, somebody said that politics starts local. So what can we do here in the city of Fresno? I'm going to ask the mayor, if somebody's out there right now, I'm going to ask the mayor, Jerry Dyer, to come on the Doug Best Show, and we could just talk. You know, he always going to be Mayor Jerry to me, ex-chief of police. But then, you know, just like me and Johnny talking, me and him going to talk.
Well, you know, there was a plan many years ago to dilute the black vote. Mm-hmm. There was a time when there was 10 or 15,000 votes in the projects. Well, as black people, you know, we all had a stigma about them projects.
I grew up in the projects, Calfornia.
Yeah, I did too. I did too. And when we got a chance to get out, we got out, but we diluted our voting power. The only really race that we can really make an impact on in the city of Fresno is a mayoral race, because that voting is all over the city, and where the city council races are voting by district and so forth, you know. But you know, if we would get off of our behinds and get involved, and we need to just sit down and throw some ideas out and get together. We need 50, 100 people to come together, and we can move mountains in this city.
Right. We had a young lady over here named Jalen Swank. She's running for District 3 City Council in 2026. Yeah, but as I look around right now, I was thinking in my mind when you were coming on, Johnny, I was thinking about, I said, man, who is the black power brokers? So, Johnny, so is the black church dead? You remember before when something happened, I would always see everybody go to see Reverend Chester, Reverend Regan's over there at St. Rest, and I know DJ over there is a great guy, and I know Joby Jones is a great guy.
I can't speak on the black church. I ain't qualified, to be honest with you.
That used to be the power base in the black neighborhood.
I can remember when I was the NAACP president, I used to have all the major Bishop Wilson and Chester Riggins, all of them used to call me and say, Johnny, who are we voting for? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And they were concerned. I don't know. I don't even see any black preachers anymore on the stump out there trying to recruit folks to get together to vote. You know, everybody is for self, and which is not a good thing. You know what I mean? And but I ain't gonna speak on them preachers because uh, I got a kind of a bad taste in my mouth, so I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah, I can see it, but I did see I did see last week where Reverend Kreiner and them were doing something for something political about the election, and they were having, I think they was having like a little symposium or something like that. Yeah, I'm not being negative.
Well, if they was doing something, why didn't he get on somebody's TV somewhere and let everybody know?
Or come get on the Doug Best show.
Oh yeah, come on, yeah, Doug.
Man, and this the thing right here. So I want to just make sure if we don't see nobody chiming in just yet, and somebody gonna see this right here, man. This is a show for the people, and this is my way of giving back to the people. You know, after I did all the mischief and bad stuff before, I don't make no money off of this right here. But I know for a fact that that. Somebody said, well, why would we get on the Doug Best show when we could just go get on Facebook on our own? Because if you got a platform and you got tens of thousands of people watching, the platform gives you a voice. I don't know if power is the right word, but it gives you some influence. So if you got a platform is way more powerful than just one voice. So you get on the social media. But we're not trying to bash the black church. I love the black church and I love God, and I'm not sure if they synonymous, but I just wanted to just touch that. Yeah.
Well, you can move mountains if you got together. I can remember back in the '90s when we were sitting around the donut shop there on B Street and
Rosie's place. Mm-hmm.
And one night I was watching TV and I saw Farrakhan on TV. And I said, I'd like to get him to Fresno, and I think I'm going to try. And I remember Bill Riddlespringer and a few of them said, man, you can't get him and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, we'll see. And we went to talking around, and finally I called down to Los Angeles, and Los Angeles said, well, you got to call Chicago. And I called Chicago, and it took me about 2 weeks, and I've talked to his secretary and found his honorarium was $20,000 back then. Right. And I said, man, I don't know how I'm going to get hold of that kind of money. You know what I mean? Back then.
Call Doug. Call Doug Best.
But anyway, so finally I got a chance to talk to the minister back there. But we devised a plan. I said, well, I told the guys, I said, now, if I can find me 10 guys to give me $2,000 apiece,
right,
I got $20,000.
That's collected.
And I said, I'll tell you what we do. I'll make you 50-cent partner with the NAACP, and if we make anything, you got half, and I'll guarantee you're going to lose your $2,000.
Right.
And I got 10 people to contribute $2,000 apiece. After the show was over with, they got their money and everybody was happy and they marched on. But you can move mountains if you try. We got to be innovative. We got to sit down and brainstorm and we can make it if we try. We got to quit being individualists.
Right. I got you. And I see my celebrate said Ola, and I see Fativa Muhammad says, hey, if anybody out there, I know it's in the middle of the day. If anybody out there, just chime in. You on the Doug Best show, and you with Johnny Nellon, and Johnny Nellon is a pillar. So they got us so caught up and so brainwashed with these phones now that we don't even know. We don't know who the strength is in our community. And then without people like Johnny, Floyd Harrison, them out there is doing what they doing, and Kahindi, I called him the other day. I'm gonna try to get him on the show. That's what we sitting here for. This is what this show is all about. We could go reach down into our roots and, get some energy from talking to Johnny and people like him. Go ahead, Johnny.
Well, you shouldn't have no problem. I mean, I would hope that every black person out there that you would ask to come on your show would be tickled to death to come, because like you said, it is an outlet for people to know what's going on, to brainstorm, to get together. I saw it happen in this town. I saw it happen in the 70s and 80s and the part of the 90s. I know we can make it happen, but we just got to come together and we can do it, But we can't do it sitting on the couch at home.
Right, absolutely, Johnny. It's a beauty about me and you sitting here. So, I'm an expert with business, and somebody said, man, you asking people to come on the show, and why don't you just get on the show and talk for 15, 20 minutes twice a week? But you got to be consistent. I'm gonna do that. Just like you see Stephen A. Smith, you see Shannon Sharp, them, you see Joe Rogan. There's them people, I'm telling you, them people are no smarter than me at all. And I'm not. I got good sense. And even though I'm a person that, I had I grew up in the street, I'm gonna put it like that. But I went to Fresno State too, and I got a college education. And I got expertise, in business and taxes and stocks, all kinds of things. And I'm going to talk about those kind of things. But we sitting here with Johnny today. And Johnny, so what's your take on the election? Well, can she do it though, Johnny? Can she do it, Ms. Harris?
I'm going to tell you this. I think they handed us a smoke screen when they're saying Kamala Harris is behind. Man, I hope she smoked him so bad and went by landslide. Now,
I'm going
to tell you something. I'm kind of
now, this is the real Johnny now. I'm going to put the camera on him now. This Johnny Nellon right here.
I'm kind of like the average black man. I have evolved too. I grew up in a household where my stepfather was the king. And my mama and everybody bowed down to my stepfather. You follow what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But times have changed, and when I come to Fresno, man, if them women were not there taking care of business, we'd in bad shape. Because the women made it happen because the man couldn't say too much because if he talked too loud, he couldn't feed his family. Mm-hmm. So them women had some powerful women out there, Mrs. Lewis and Eddie Mae Lomack and Mrs. Sterling, man, we had
Cooley, Miss Cooley.
Miss Cooley. We had some strong black women out there.
Miss Etridge.
Yeah. And man, I want to see.
And Larry Cormier's wife.
Oh yes, and she when I was sick, she prayed for me. Omi,
yeah.
Yeah, she prayed for me. I love her to death.
And what's Kahin's wife's name? I remember.
I forgot her name. I really did. I'm old now, memory ain't that sharp no more.
How old is it, Johnny?
78, brother.
Well, you said it's mine. Larry Cormier says, you gonna have Johnny on there? I said, Johnny's mind sharp as a whip. I don't know if it's Johnny. Can you still do that two-step?
No,
you ain't two-stepping too much no more.
I had last year from November the 20th of 22 till January 23, I had 4 back operations. So they didn't operate on my head; they operated on my back, and my nerves ain't caught up with my legs yet. But I'm scooting around, so I'm still doing okay. But one thing I want to see happen. I want to see that black woman be president so bad I can't hardly sleep at night. And another reason why I wanted to hurry up and get this election over with, man, they blowing up my phone every second about some money. I'd be glad this is over with.
Yeah, Johnny, so what about Joe Lee? You say you talked to him.
I talked to Joe Lee last week. Joe Lee's been sick. He's been sick. He had a little stroke, but Joe's still doing pretty good, and I hope you can get him on this show.
Yeah, I love Joe. Joe Lee is Mr. Smooth. Yeah, what was it, Mr. Smooth? Johnny?
Oh yeah, Joe Sharp. Joe Sharp. Joe can bring home the bacon. I'm not joking. So and I'm gonna be talking to him myself next week to make sure you can get it.
Yeah. Man, I love you for that, Johnny. Dan, anybody else out there that that's going this is what this show is about. Adding some value to the people's life. We ain't taking nothing. We giving. I ain't gonna be on there unless we giving something.
Yeah, see, I done got old. See, there's got to be some others that come along that can replace a Johnny Nellon or whomever.
It's gonna be a little hard to do that, though,
and make some things happen. And I'm gonna tell you something. Our young people are.
Mook Baxter, I see you. Go ahead. I'm just Johnny. So you see right there. But so when the people making a comment, you can see their name pops up.
Yeah, we got some strong young folks in this town. Smart. I mean, Louis Armstrong made a song many years ago that the young folks to grow to learn more than I'll ever know. Well, I got a phone now. The only thing I can do is talk and text on it, and it do everything.
It's a computer.
Yeah, but I don't know. Hell, I'm too old. I don't know, but we need to get them young people together because they can make it happen, and they're sleeping right now. And see, one thing about black people, I don't, and
Creative.
Some of them go get mad out there. Black people like sheep. Now, sheep need a shepherd, and we need a shepherd out there to get our black people together. And somebody's out there, and you're kind of scared that your voice won't be heard.
This the place right here.
But come get on this Doug Best show, and he got a platform out here that you can get your voice out there, and we can make some things happen. And one of the things we can do, we got to be political. If you're not political, you can't make it. Everything in this world is done through politics. And if we don't get together, and I'm going to tell you something, you're sitting out there laughing now and ain't doing nothing. You let Donald Trump get elected. He talking about rounding up all the illegals. He gonna round up a lot of unillegals too. So just sit back and grin and skin if you want to.
Yeah. Just so all the young people out there, even though you know me, Johnny's a little older than me, so I'm like in the middle. Then we got people like my son, So Fresh De Niro. We got other young people out there like Jalen Swing, Jerry DeVoice, and we had a young guy I talked to the other day for about 2 hours. His name Phil Lowe, call us Product. And then we got a little guy over at St. Rest named Serp. I talked to him for a few minutes. You guys are welcome to come on the show. You can come on the show, and then we can. It might be an issue that I don't even really understand, but believe me, I'll do my homework and do the due diligence. So when you come here, that I'll have the information correct. And we got computers. This is an office. This whole office is full of computers. This is a tax office, a successful tax office. This office be like in and out. That's why you see that sign, Johnny, no kids, because too many people be in here.
Well, I didn't realize until you got in contact with me the other day that you had this going on. And brother, anytime I can help you, or anytime I can come over and offer any kind of opinion, please let me know, because I think you really got a great thing going on here. And
appreciate that, Johnny.
And there's some folks out there gonna wake up. They're gonna wake up. They're gonna be in here.
Right. Then you could be, we want to add value to the life. And then it could be some people down there at City Hall. Somebody said the other day, would you let a police officer? Absolutely. The chief of police, she's welcome to come down here. Paco, I seen you, Paco, the former chief of police. If you're listening out there, man, if a police officer listening, man, come get on the show. I'm not in the streets no more. We could talk about it, we could create a liaison. We can create something. It could be a judge out there, Judge Wanger. I don't know if he'll come on the show. But the reason why I got everything that I got right now, he didn't take it. Because I don't want nobody to think that, because sometimes I get on here and I say, I got $2 or $3. Puff Daddy got 50, 100, 500, $1 billion. And if them white people get mad at, if I do something stupid, they'll have my butt in the sling and they'll take every penny I got and I'll be at the welfare line. So I don't want nobody to be thinking that, that I'm somebody special. I'm here to share all these years that I've been gone with the people and give you some value.
Well, Doug, I'm going to tell you this. I remember you when you was out there.
Yeah.
I remember you now. And I think you're really doing some great work, but always remember, everybody got a few skeletons in the closet. Johnny Nellon never was no angel either.
Johnny, don't tell us.
Yeah, but I tried to help as many people as I can. And I'll be doing that until I leave here. But I'm really happy and proud of what you're doing, and you keep up the good work. And I'm gonna tell you something: if you keep on talking, they'll show up.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Johnny, man. And I just want everybody out there to know, man, I'm sincere.
The movie says, if you build it, they will come.
They'll come.
Just keep on talking. They'll be here.
Yeah, and then the thing is because we could always say whatever we want to say. Just watch my actions. If what I'm saying matches what I'm doing, then you can believe me.
I'm gonna have to get and babysit my grandbaby here in a minute. So,
Yeah, Johnny. But before you go, Johnny, hey, everybody out there. So what happens right here, Johnny? So what happens? We on live Facebook right now, and then what we gonna do? We gonna take whatever that we talked about, and then my son will go in there and edit it. He might see, well, Dad, you probably shouldn't have said that or something, and they can cut it and splice it. I don't really like to do that because I like for the people to see the good part and the bad part because I ain't trying to pretend like I'm no saint.
But before I leave here, though, I want to make sure that everybody get off of that couch and go vote for Kamala Harris. Please give her that vote.
And then we got that, Johnny, can you see it? I knew he was going to say that. That's why I got that sign from Larry Burroughs. I told him he was going to be down there. He took the sign out of his office and put it up there.
Yeah, yes, indeed. That would be the proudest day of my life. I'll never forget when Barack Obama was elected. I was sitting in the house by myself watching TV. Mm-hmm. And I got a call from I can say his name. His name was Clint Sorensen. He's the manager of the Honda dealership out there. And he said, "Man, can you believe this?" And I'll never forget that as long as I live. And I go a long way back. I remember when you used to have steam trains and diesel trains and even old Model T Fords where you had to crank. I come a long way. And I never in my lifetime ever thought I'd see a black president, let alone no woman. And man, the more I got a chance to be here on earth, if the good Lord is willing and wake me up in the morning.
He will.
And see Kamala Harris as president, man, I'd be overjoyed.
And then tomorrow, at 7 o'clock, we're going to have Paula Yang, and we're going to be here. And then if somebody else want to come on, I got enough microphones where, I could turn this whole place into a podcast. I ain't got to do nothing, move the cameras.
You get everybody here, and when you call them, and if you have a problem with them coming, you call me, I'll get them here.
You're going to turn it over. Yeah, Chief, I was going to say Chief. Mayor Jerry Dyer, we want you to come down here and be on the show.
Yeah, I get
Floyd Harrison, I didn't text and call you guys. Johnny, but before, we talked about this before. What is it that I call these cats and I go talk to them and they don't want to come on the show? Is they thinking that, about associating with me, that you're not going to look good in the white people's eye? Man, I ain't going nowhere. I'm telling you right now.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Les, like I told people a long time ago, even, I love golf, and I want to use the Tiger Woods analogy now. Tiger Woods is a billionaire. But you know something? I don't give where Tiger Woods go in the world. He will always be known as a black billionaire. Not as a billionaire, but a black billionaire. So don't be scared to come around and I had people scared to come around me too. We all black. Mm-hmm. We're all in this together. So let's help one another. Let's help best and make this thing work.
Make the thing work, and then it's for the people. For the people. We ain't going to go long, Johnny. I love you for coming, man, and I hope that, we added a little value to the people's lives out there, man. Johnny.
Thank you, my brother.
That's it right there, Johnny. You looking at the camera.
All right. I sure appreciate it.
Okay, guys, I thank you guys out there. You on the Doug Best Show, and y'all just keep tuning in, man. I'm going to give you my all. I love everybody out there. Thanks. I'm Dougie. Let's ride, baby.
All right.
Thanks, Johnny.
Okay, thank you.
We're going to lock him up here.